I just think it's really cool how the three of you are in this role, these new roles, and there isn't one of you trying to get ahead of the other, like you're saying, because that very easily could be the case. And there really is a partnership. And I know for you guys, it's for the benefit of the fans, for the organization, and you always put in that first. So I appreciate that. However, you did mention one thing, and Joe, I'm coming to you with this, because Coach Billups said he knows you from high school. How exactly does he know you from high school? What happened in high school, Joe? What happened in that one game y'all played? What happened in that one?
He had a better day than I did.
He had a better day in the game? So
and then a better 5,000 days following.
What do you remember about just your guys' high school experience?
So it's been so fun reliving it, as we're in these roles. And some of the things I had forgotten about, like I was reading this article and it was Cronin had a really weird game. So we played each other in the state championship in Colorado, and they beat us. But during that game, I had a bunch of weird things happen to me. Number one, he bounced the ball off my back on a baseline out of bounds play, and I turned around and he's dunking it. So that was the first thing. And then a few of the other things I forgot that happened. I missed 2 dunks. I got a technical for hanging on the rim on another dunk. I accidentally tripped a referee. So I had all these things happen, and I didn't remember the referee part at all. But when I got hired, these articles kind of surfaced, and I'm reading that, I'm going, oh, that was a weird day. But no shame in losing to this man. And, it's just, those are such special moments in, your life as a, young adult growing up, and then getting to play against a player like him. You just to have that experience. And then for us, 25 years later, to be sitting here, it's special.
Yeah, that is. Oh, Coach.
So let me add a little color.
Yeah, let us know. Give us the real.
No, listen, Joe played with, so when I was a youngin', obviously we grew up in different parts of town. But we, in the inner city, we had this team and we always went and played out in the suburbs. So there's this team called Horizon, and he went to Horizon High School. And they had 2 twins on their team. They were really good. One's named Keith, one's named Dean. And it was like every single championship, it was us against them. And we win sometimes, they win sometimes. So we get to high school, and we play them in the state championship, but Joe is basically their big man. And it's so funny because this dude, now y'all know Joe, he's like this soft-spoken, he's shy, he's all of these things. But he was a very, very fierce competitor. I'm talking fierce.
Okay.
And so, like, it's just so funny to see him now, like, But when we played against him, we always was like, yo, watch that dude, man. Legal screens. He'll hold you, grab you, anything.
Yeah.
Anything. So it's like, it's funny listening to this guy now, but it was a great game. And we ended up winning, but it was 2 really good teams, and Joe had a great tournament. He was all-state that year. What most people don't know is his sister, Katie, was Miss Basketball. We kind of, was always on the trajectory together. But he comes from a very athletic, successful family, but he'll never tell you that.
Thank you for adding all of that. Dewayne, we are here today, this Chalk Talk, in partnership with Sport Oregon. Why is the relationship with Sport Oregon important to you?
Yeah, I think for us, we want to bring big events here, and we want to bring big events to Rose Quarter. So, we're talking about things like the Women's Final Four, which would be incredible to have in Portland. We're talking about getting the city all-star ready. I know we've tried for a few different attempts to try to get an all-star game here, but, the Allen family has owned the team for 35 years. Portland's never been a place that's had an all-star game. We would like to do whatever we need to do to be ready to have an NBA all-star game someday. So
Yes.
Working with Sport Oregon is crucial in that process, and they've been a great partner of ours. I think I have seen Joe, by the way, that little bit competitive streak. There's been some bad calls that happened down by the basket.
Oh, what have you seen?
you know, before we had to wear the mask, so like you could just see it in his eyes, like he gets all snarled up, and then the yelling would be muffled. But after like in mid-March, when you got to take the mask off, there's a little bit of competitive. I think I've seen it, Chauncey. I think I've seen a little bit.
So don't cross them.
Yeah.
Don't cross.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Joe, going back to you. Last season, Coach Billups alluded to it. You know, it was a tough season. Injuries, big trades, the Blazers streak of 8 consecutive seasons in the playoffs, which was the longest active streak in the league, that was snapped. So spinning this thing forward now, what would constitute a successful season for you going into this year?
We've talked about this a lot where we don't want to be fixated on outcomes. We want to be more consumed with how are we playing? What are we doing better? How are we developing? How much are we connecting? You know, so for us, we're excited about this team. We think we've got a lot of talent, a lot of athleticism, a lot of versatility, a lot of competitors. But first we need to gel, and first we need to unite and learn what true winning looks like. And if, like he always says, if we connect, the wins will come. And so for us, that's what we're focused on, playing together, playing the right way.